Good afternoon. Oh, this is such a lovely time of day this season. And I'm just coming to talk to you about the mind body matrix. And this sweatshirt kind of kicked it off for me today. And thinking about the mind body matrix. Let's see, can I turn it and get a full view without too much dizziness? So here we go. So we've got the mind body matrix sweatshirt on. And I got these free at a veterans event that we went to, and I couldn't even tell you where, but they have creams with herbs in them that help with pain relief, and capsules and some other products too, I'm sure. But I'm not here to promote them. I'm just amazed at what the Lord has brought me to in my own personal journey today, and this sweatshirt happens to be a part of what He's laying on my heart and what He's showing me as the day progresses. And so, deep breath. Every once in a while, we just need a good deep breath, right? As y'all know, or maybe you don't know, maybe it's the first time you're catching this, but if you hadn't heard, we were in a house fire a couple of weeks ago, and there's so much mercy and so much grace surrounding this house fire. We have an old electrical system, or half of it, I should say, was old. We thought it was all replaced when we first bought the house, but it turns out that it was not. And so half of it had been replaced. I think the half that included the additions. And so we love our little house, but 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm not sure if it was the carbon detector or the smoke detector, but it went off. And it didn't stay like it was going off. It just gave a few chirps and woke the dogs and I up, and I started thinking about it and thought, well, I need to get up and check. And so I did, and carefully went through the house, went to the door, would put my hand on the door, make sure the door wasn't hot, and went from there to touching the handles. You got to check the door first before you check the handles. And then what happened? Anyway, so without too many details, we found the fire in the ceiling in the front room, the guest room, and the half bath in the master bedroom that is on the other side of the wall from that built from that room. And fortunately, because that detector did go off and we were home, we were able to get that fire put out by calling the first responders, and they came out and they did a great job of getting it put out right away. So our house was saved, we were saved, our fur babies were saved, everybody's okay, and we're very grateful. One of these days, maybe I'll go into details about some of the mercies I've seen around it. Whoops, pardon me. Today I want to talk about the mind-body matrix, though, and some of the most important things I believe the Lord is teaching me right now about that concept and about the connection between the mind and the body, and how to deal with pain, both physically and mentally and emotionally. Or I guess that's three. But the different injuries that I've sustained over time have definitely left me with nerve damage and muscle issues, muscle scarring. I get muscle spasms sometimes. And it's basically from the top of my head to the tip of my toes, depending on what's going on and or what's aggravated. And so today, um, I had a therapy appointment. Right, it starts the day about 9 o'clock, and it had been a rough night. I grabbed the sweatshirt because thankfully I did have a tote of clothes in the garage that were for this season, and then my husband had this in the car, and so I threw this on this morning after my shower, and the shower itself was just really soothing to the muscles and the joints, and then I got out and I'm applying the magnesium butter. And if you don't know about magnesium butter, do a little Google search or message me, comment, tell me more about magnesium butter if that's something you want me to talk about and how effective that is. Then so I'm doing that, and as I'm applying it, I'm not only loosening up the fascia, the top layer of tissue where nerve endings are and such, but I'm also, when I find a trigger point, I'm using a little acupressure to help release some of that pain. And using acupressure can be a little painful in itself, but it actually helps. And it's weird how you can feel it. Speaking of mind-body matrix, you can feel that nerve pain when you press in one spot and it's really sore and tender. You might feel a little tingle or like a little jolt or even a sharp pain in another part of your body, often related around the spine or something like that. And so I was doing that, and this was after therapy. I met with my therapist in my jammies. I love that about telehealth. And so I'm doing that and getting ready for a chiropractic appointment. And by the time I've gone through therapy and showering, putting on the magnesium butter, putting on lotion, getting clothes on, I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm actually exhausted. And the thought is occurring to me that self-care is really exhausting. And I got to try and make this chiropractor appointment on time. So as I'm continuing to get ready, and now I'm starting to feel the time pressure. Got to pick up my pace. And I'm throwing on the sweatshirt, and I'm like, mind-body matrix. Isn't it fascinating how connected our minds and our bodies are? And the way one can affect the other, and the other can affect the initiator. And as I'm thinking about that, and I'm kind of praying, and thanking God for some of the things that He has done, the thought occurs to me, wow, maybe this is one of those other side of the coin kinds of things where we talk about how we feel in one extreme, like one side of the coin is anxious, the other side of the coin is excited. And I thought about that for a moment, and what I'd learned about just reframing things in a more positive light. And I thought, that makes me think about how I just said self-care is exhausting. And granted, I didn't have a good night's sleep last night, but maybe it's not that self-care is exhausting. Maybe it's relaxing. And I could go to sleep right now just because I've helped my body to relax and de-stress. And that helps the mind. It gives the mind those signals that you're safe, that there's nothing to be overly concerned about, that you will be fine to go to sleep if that's what you need to do. And it really struck me, wow, there's an example of the mind-body matrix. The feedback loop from my body is telling my mind that I'm really tired, but I'm also relaxed. And so if I focus on the more relaxed part, the less hurting part, then self-care doesn't become a painful, laborious chore that takes way too much time. It becomes that's what my body needed to feel safe, so that I could get a little bit of sleep, or I could go to the chiropractor and have a really good adjustment. And yes, it was a great adjustment. So think about that today, and think about how you see something as simple as self-care. What can you do to make your mind help you with your body? And how can you listen to your body to help you with your mind? Because when I said, I'm relaxed and I feel safe, I feel better overall, I'm in less pain, my mind relaxed. And I began to see things a little bit differently. I was thankful for the time of day and the warm air, warmer, not real warm, and the light little bit of cloud that makes it not glaring bright at this time of day. Thankful that I could throw the bone and play with the dogs a little bit. I was more relaxed after the chiropractic adjustment. My head feels clearer. The muscle spasms are gone. The trigger points were not, my typical trigger points were not near as painful. And I thought, yeah, this is good. Let's think about how our mind and our body impact each other. And when it comes to self-care, it may take a little time, but if you think about it right, it's really going to help you heal. And it's going to help reset that parasympathetic nerve, which will also help calm your mind, which helps calm your digestion, reduces your overall pain, and makes life just a little more enjoyable. And that, my friends, is a huge part of restoring your joy. So I hope you take care of yourself this week. Give yourself, even if it's just one evening this week, give yourself that self-care time that you need to refresh, to relax, to tell your body it's okay, and get some good rest. Get a good adjustment. Whatever it is that you need, get in touch with what you need. Talk to your therapist more in depth about the things that are making your stomach crazy. Or hit me up on Messenger. Comment below, and we can talk. You don't have a good therapist. I'm not a professional therapist, but I'm somebody who's been there, and I've learned a lot along the way. So I'd be happy to listen and help share the things that, and help you by sharing the things that I've learned that are helping me to recover and heal and restore joy in my life. Take good care.